Peter, let me ask you, because of course there's a lot of overcapacity right now in certain segments of the shipping industry, which is working against you in terms of the price you're getting for the rates. But we have another issue here, and this is a global recovery. And my sense, I talk with a lot of people, is that there's a lot of uncertainty going into the second half of the year. What's your take on the global recovery right now? Because at some point, even China is going to slow down, not immediately, but eventually. And what do you see over the next 2 years?
I'm not nearly as pessimistic as some of my panelists here. I actually think we've gone through the lull, and I think we're coming out of it. If you see what's happening in the United States, we've already had a peak out in oil prices and gasoline prices. I filled up my car last weekend. Price was down about 30 cents. And I expect, everyone thinks the price is going to go up this summer. I think actually it'll drop. And you can only look at what's happened to Brent, that is down from $10 from where it is. So if that happens, there's more money in people's pocketbooks. I think actually you'll then find that people are going to start to drive more going forward. And the whole problem has been the uncertainty. If you look what happened in the financial crisis, we lost 4 million barrels. That's 5% of the world oil demand dropped. But it all dropped in the United States and Europe. China just kept growing. And Indonesia, if you want to talk about it that way, they just kept growing. And today we're back to where we were, but the US and Europe have not reclaimed what they have. So I actually think the other thing that's been missing that no one has talked about yet is floating storage. If you stop and think about where the oil price is, that is actually going to be the big determinant. If people have a view that oil prices are going to be keep going up, maybe they want to start stockpiling oil again. That's exactly what happened back in 2007, and therefore tankers were used 10 to 12% of the tanker fleet was used in floating storage. If that happens, times are good again, right, Peter Anker?
Yeah, well, I wish it could happen. That's the great thing about shipping. It surprises you sometimes.
But you're more skeptical, and Yngvil, saw you nodding your head like this. You're in complete agreement with...
No, I think the next year is going to be interesting. I think it's a lot of uncertainties, and I think it's very hard to predict. And as a person, I'm more an optimist than a pessimist. But I think it's a lot of things that are so uncertain with Arab Spring going on, with the legislation development, the IMO meeting going on this summer. So it's a lot of things happening, and I'm really quite unsure. And it's more like we know that shipping is cyclical. We know that it's a lot of unpredictable factors that will influence, and we just have to kind of be a bit patient and wait.